Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 41st book in R.L. Stine's Goosebumps original series. Bad Hair Day came out March 96. Very quick, 117 pages long. This is another used copy. This is a previous kid's book. And I know that because his first, last name, and phone number is in the front cover of the book. So I'm very curious who he actually is / where he actually is. There's no actual area code. It's just like the phone number, the 7-digit phone number, not the 3-digit area code. Because back then in the 90s, we didn't really use that. It was just like there. And like when you're a kid and you're writing your phone number, you don't think your book's going to be traveling across the states. So you're not going to write your area code. So I'm very curious how this, I'll just say it, his first name is Nick. How is Nick doing? You know, I have your book. It's been beaten up. You used it, but it works. All the pages are there. We have the little, Goosebumps fan club pack at the back. You know, your little ordering sheet and forms and what comes next. Book 42, Egg Monsters from Mars. So, Bad Hair Day. Main character's name is Tim. His sister is Ginny. Tim Swanson. There we go. And his best friend, Foz. So, he has an idol, the magician Amazo. And Amazo is performing at Magic Castle, Midnight Castle. Midnight Mansion? Midnight Mansion. In their local town. And he got, free tickets from this magic shop owner. And it's 10 p.m. on a school night. And of course, his parents are not going to allow the 12-year-old to go 10 p.m. on a school night to a mansion, which is really a nightclub. So he sneaks out. His sister tags along. Otherwise, she's going to tell on him. And then Tim winds up being a part of the magic trick in a disappearing act. So he goes into the box on the stage, disappears. But Amazo's like really rude, right? He's nasty. So he disappears, and then he finds Amazo at the end of the show, and like Amazo's rude. So he steals the magic case, with all of Amazo's props and stuff, takes it on his bike with his sister as guards are chasing them. They get home, they keep it in the attic. He checks it out, she checks it out. And then Saturday comes, and then he's, performing tricks for Ginny and for Foz. But then, there's a bunch of, doves flying out of the hat. There's a bunch of snakes randomly appearing. There's a bunch of red balls that just keep popping out. And, he doesn't understand how the magic keeps happening if it's a trick, because he has a magic kit, and he's a magician, and he wants to be the best magician. So he knows how tricks work, but these don't make sense to him. So eventually, Ginny is hungry. She bites the carrot that falls out of somewhere, and she turns into a rabbit. So we have Foz's sister's rabbit. We then have Ginny, who turns into a rabbit. And then eventually, when we get back to Midnight Castle, we meet another rabbit who happens to be the real Amazo. And then the human Amazo is actually just a dummy. It's a wooden prop made to look like Amazo. And then eventually Tim himself is turned into a rabbit. So we have rabbits throughout, which corresponds to the cover. It's fine. No qualms with that. It's just odd because it's one of those stories where it's about magic, right? And we know that magic is a thing within the Goosebumps universe. But then there's also sorcery. And then Amazo the rabbit says, I'm not a sorcerer, I'm a magician, but I was cursed by a sorcerer, and I'm not strong enough to reverse the curse of the sorcerer. So a magician can still do magic, not the sleight of hand kind of, faking the audience magic. I mean, yes, they can, but also actual magic, which is a tier down from sorcerer. And the last time we had a sorcerer was in the Night of Terror Tower, right? That was the whole time traveling thing. Great story arc on that. So that was the last time we had a real sorcerer. But we've known of witches, Sarah the Witch Cat in the original Monster Blood, who cast a spell. So there's spell casting magic users, whether they're sorcerers, witches, or magicians, right? So we have 3 different spoken titles within the Goosebumps canon, which I find interesting. So this is the first time we have the word magician used as an actual magic user. And that's it. That's the purpose of the story. But it's one of the stories where you can't really feel bad for the main characters, and you're like, why are you stealing this man's property? You're doing this to yourself. I have no sympathy for what happens to you next because you literally stole a trunk of somebody's magical items. No, that's bad. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. Well, I haven't done this since middle school. Middle school. We used to do shame on you. Where did that start from? That had to have started from a movie. Why am I immediately getting flashbacks to doing that to people? Why do we have to flick the finger, index finger to index finger? Why does that mean shame on you? Maybe it's a sign language thing? I don't know. Don't know. Getting weird flashbacks to middle school shaming people. So, Shame. Shame on you for stealing these things. Book 41 in Arnold Stein's Goosebumps original series, Bad Hair Day. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.